he would have his animals performed. And of course, the most famous were the 5 bears: Mary, Buddy, Topsy, Daniel, and Samuel. And I think I saw only one of the bears. And I don't know which one I saw. It may have been Topsy. But I was here one summer, and the bear was tied out front. And my cousin was here, and she was very careful and wouldn't let us get near the bears. But he had taught Topsy how to ride a tricycle and how to climb a ladder. And my mother would tell me that they would go to the high school and put on shows there during assembly. And her sister would play the piano, and my mother would lead the bears around in their little tricks. So that's the only thing I know about the bears. There's a funny story. My grandmother was washing one day and had left the back door open. And one of the bears, I think it was Mary, got in the house, went upstairs, rolled up all of the rugs, and my grandmother had to make some cornbread and put some molasses on it to entice the bears to come downstairs and get them out the house.
So where did he keep the bears?
He had made a big pen out in the back. It was enclosed, and it probably had a wire that was 8 feet high to keep them from getting out. And my mother said that she had to feed the bears. She didn't like it, but that was her chore.
Now, I had spoken with someone who said that, the average guy would be walking down the street, walking his dogs on a leash, and that it wasn't uncommon to see your grandfather walking down Nash Street with his bears.
I've heard the same story.
I'm sure that had to be very frightening for some people that didn't know him.
Right. Well, he had a way with animals. And I know that he had a crow named Joe. And Joe would walk around on his shoulder. And my grandfather could drive up to the grocery store. There's a store across from Cherry Hotel called, I think it was called Progressive. And he could go in, leave the windows down in the car, and Joe would sit there until he came out. He wouldn't fly away or anything. And when my grandfather died, Joe grieved himself to death. He would not eat. We could try to feed him, but he was just that close to my grandfather.
He also had an assortment of other animals, some flying squirrels, chinchillas.
I'm told he had flying squirrels, chinchillas. He raised chickens, and he would get them when they were little babies. And he had a very scientific chicken house out in the back. And the baby chicks their feet didn't touch the ground. He had the floor was wire mesh, and he had an intricate feeding system for them. The thing that my brother and I probably hated the most was going out and shoveling out the chicken coop. When the babies got up a certain size, then he would take them out to his farm. And